Hi, I'm Jeremy Reed, and this is my own personal roller coaster that I designed and built myself. It's got a lift height of 17 feet, first drop of 20 feet, and it's got about 440 feet of track. I'm getting to the top here. First drop is weightless. Second hill has negative G's. And here we go. And that's my personal roller coaster. I've always had an interest in roller coasters, even as a kid. I would always make models and try to turn everything into a roller coaster. I always thought it'd be the neatest thing in the world to have my own roller coaster in my backyard. So about 1997 I started taking some physics and engineering courses. I started to get an understanding about how roller coasters work and what all it would take to make my own ride. So I kind of started from there. Started making some rough calculations and figured this is something I could probably do. It took a lot of planning, thousands of hours of work over a few years, but I always had fun. It was a great project. I think it actually kind of got me more involved with engineering. I was always thinking, how can this engineering stuff relate with me and my roller coaster? So it kind of made it a little bit funner. When I started to design my ride, I kind of followed some guidelines that I put out there for myself. I wanted something that was under 20 feet tall, something that would take my stomach on the first drop, and something that wouldn't be too big, something that had to fit my budget, and this is pretty much what I came up with. I set the 20-foot limit so that I could be sure not to get hurt too bad as I'm doing all this myself and putting it together myself and raising it myself. Since it wasn't going to be a tall ride, I wanted to go ahead and make it kind of pack a punch, and as you can see, I went pretty steep on the first drop, and you actually pull a few G's towards the bottom here. And of course there are some negative G's over the second hill, and it's a pretty short ride. It's not that tall, but it's a pretty wild ride. I quickly learned that it's necessary to put the computer to work when designing the path. I started writing small computer programs that would help me look at the velocities and the resistive forces and the G-forces to help me find the coordinates of the track that would be tolerable and fit what I needed. I also used some programs to help me figure out the bank angles at several points on the ride. Help me look at the lateral G's and like the bank velocity and bank acceleration, so that I wasn't going to hurt myself going through these turns. According to my computer programs, the top speed is about 20 miles per hour, and that actually occurs in two places. One here at the bottom of the first drop, and then again down here where you sink into this valley right before the turnaround here. I did everything myself, from the designing to the construction. Dug all the holes, filled all the concrete, cut all the boards, used my hammer and nails, my drill, my screws, put everything together. And here's a look at the chain lift. I use a 1 horsepower electric motor with a 16-to-1 reduction. Drives this smaller roller chain here. And here's a look at the lift in action. See the small roller chain moving up the lift, and there's a metal cleat connected to that chain. That's what pushes the cart up the lift. This bigger chain here, that's stationary, is the ratcheting chain. There's a look at the cleat coming back around again. The ratcheting chain is designed to help catch the cart if something were to happen to the smaller chain here as it's pushing the cart up. The ratcheting chain connects to a part on the back of the cart that enables it to go forward but not backward. And here's a look at the cart sitting on the lift. You can see the chain lift. This chain is the one that has the cleat connected to it. That cleat comes around and connects with this device here to help push the cart up the lift. And here's the cart waiting to be picked up by the cleat. Cleat's coming around. And there it is. Picks up the cart. You can see the ratchet. Let me stop the motor here. You can see as I stop the motor, the ratcheting chain comes into effect. It's connected to a ratcheting dog in here. Zoom in. And the ratchet dog on the cart connects with the ratcheting chain and keeps the cart from backing up. Now as I start this again, you can see the ratchet dog pivoting on top of the ratcheting chain. And that's all there is to it. And here's another look at the cart on the lift. The cart has 3 sets of wheels. It has these main running wheels here, as you would see on just about any cart you can think of. But underneath, you can see there are 2 more sets of wheels. These are the guide wheels. They keep the cart centered in the middle of the track from left to right. Then this third set of wheels is the upstop wheels. They keep the cart from jumping straight off the track. And here's another look from underneath, on the other side. The guide wheel and the upstop. You can see how the upstop's pretty worn down. That indicates that it's being used for sure, and that's why the seat belt's in the cart. That keeps you from flying out of the cart. And it's over this second hill where you rely on the upstop wheels to keep the cart on the track, and you also rely on the seat belt to keep you in the cart. I had to use some metal strips on top of the track here to prevent wear in the high G areas. So where you're pulling some G's, the wheels really want to dig into the wood, so you got to have something there. But as you can see over the second hill where there's negative G's, I really don't have any metal over there, but underneath on the inside of the rail there are some metal strips for the upstop wheels to contact. And around the turn I used these plastic strips. They're used for high impact. Kind of helps the cart negotiate the turn without digging into the wood.